Going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Monkey King MMA show. This week we have UFC Vegas 91 with Nicolau taking on Alex Perez in the main event. And these are all of my best bets for the week. Let's get right into it. For the first fight that I'm betting on, we go on to Ivana Petrovic versus Liang. So, honestly, Liang, she opens the fight in a very patterned way. She always ends up shooting for a takedown. And whether it's after she throws two or three overhand rights, she at some point in the beginning of the fight, she's going to shoot for a takedown. And once she does, I think that Ivana Petrovic is either going to, try and get a reversal right away. And if the reversal doesn't work, she's going to end up laying in bottom control for the entire round. Probably Liang is just going to do basically no damage. It's going to be a boring round. And at the start of round two, I think Ivana Petrovic starts to take over. I've seen Liang fold way too many times in round two. And I just think that, honestly, Ivana Petrovic, she's a dog. She's a scrappy fighter. If you look at all the tape of her previous fights, she's come back from fights where she's gotten hurt and dropped. So honestly, in this fight, I can see her coming out just overwhelming Liang with strikes, opening with this in the second round. And yeah, I think this is where Ivana Petrovic takes over. I think she's very live to get a finish to win the fight in round two. So I think that's a good prop, or win the fight in round three. Honestly, I have over 1.5 rounds. I think Liang is going to be able to show a little bit more durability against this particular matchup. But I think Ivana Petrovic is probably going to get the round three finish. But I'm not taking that bet. My favorite bet for this fight is over 1.5 rounds. We move on to the next fight that I'm betting on, James Llontop versus Chris Padilla. So I think Llontop is going to open up this fight as the more active striker. I think he's going to be pressuring Padilla, trying to put him on the back foot with his boxing, and yeah, just coming at him, body shots as well. I think Padilla navigates his way out. I think he finds an opportune moment to charge at Llontop, press him against the cage, land a little like hip toss, some kind of throw of some sort, and I think that he starts to go crazy with the ground strikes. I think he tries to put Llontop away. I think Padilla is naturally just a wild ground striker. He tries to look for a finish with ground striking. Chris Padilla is going to be able to, eke out a round. For round one, I think Chris Padilla, he's going to get his judo to work, and he's going to, win that round. Llontop, on the other hand, he's going to come out the next round ready to do the same thing again, pressuring him. I think Chris Padilla, at this point, his stamina will hold up, and he will, maintain his striking throughout the fight, while as James Llontop becomes more, sloppy and just throwing and whiffing. And I have Chris Padilla winning this fight. Move on up the card to the next fight that I'm betting on, Don'Tale Mayes versus Caio Machado. So Don'Tale Mayes, he's now shifted to becoming like an underdog on some books. And it's wild because Caio Machado only has one UFC fight worth of, experience. Don'Tale Mayes has the upside. Look at the grappling. Look at Don'Tale Mayes' ability to, get the fight to the ground. I think that he has a good chance to, get Caio Machado in crucifix and hurt him. But ultimately, I know that Caio Machado has, he has that dog in him. He's able to, fight and make it a scrappy fight no matter what, and he will bring the heat to you no matter what. At the start of each round, if you're taking him down at the start of each round, he's going to give you hell for taking him down. So yeah, I'm going to go with Don'Tale Mayes to win, but I think he's going to win by decision. Specifically, I think it's going to be a hard fought fight. I think it's going to be semi-competitive, but I think Don'Tale Mayes is going to have it under control. Move on up the card to the next fight that I'm betting on, which is Austin Hubbard versus Michal Figlak. So, arguably, Figlak has never lost a round in his entire professional MMA career before fighting Perez. And in Perez, the fight against Perez's reach made it extremely hard for Figlak to enter the pocket and, land shots, because he primarily, relied on his boxing. He would occasionally try to mix it up, but Perez would mix it up just a little bit better than him. And I think against Austin Hubbard, this is a matchup where it's going to be the complete opposite. I think he's going to be outclassing Hubbard on the feet. I think he's going to be outboxing him, walking him down. And I think Austin Hubbard is going to shoot out of desperation. I think in round one, it may work. Maybe he lands the takedown. But, after that, Figlak will be able to just box him up, maybe even get the reversal, and then, go on to win the rest of the round one. And then, I think he takes over the fight eventually. And yeah, I think Michal Figlak is going to win this fight. We move on up the card to the next fight that I'm betting on, which is Yahya versus Victor Henry. In this fight, in this particular matchup, Yahya is old, and he's moved up, he's gotten knocked out now, and he's going up against Victor Henry. He's a striker who can put, volume on people. He has not great, but he has takedown defense that holds up. I don't think Yahya is going to be able to take down Victor Henry. I think Victor Henry is going to be using his Muay Thai, standing at kicking range, peppering him up, and then, just darting in with 1-2s, hurting Yahya with big shots, and he's going to get the KO at some point. I have Victor Henry to win this fight by KO, TKO. Now for the last fight that I'm betting on, we have Ryan Spann versus Bogdan Guskov. So in this fight, honestly, it's going to be a matter of Ryan Spann and Bogdan just throwing down in the middle and them seeing who's going to get the KO first, I think. And then I think Ryan Spann is the more likely to, at some point shoot for one of those desperation takedowns. Maybe look for a submission. In his head, that's probably what he's going to be thinking. And I think Bogdan Guskov, it all comes down to whether he can defend that takedown or, goes to the ground. But I think either way, it's going to end up finishing in KO or a TKO. So, yeah, I'm going to take fight ends in KO/TKO. It's a slightly weird angle to look at the fight from, but I'm fading the fact that, maybe Ryan Spann gets a meme submission where he just takes down Guskov with no resistance. It's super easy and just gets a submission. Or I think it's going to be, maybe like the fight going the distance and then them having a back and forth, crazy slugfest where they both somehow survive. Thank you all for watching. If you made it this far in this video, then make sure to comment chills in the comment section down below. And make sure to join the Discord if you haven't already. If you're not in the Discord, then you're missing out. I drop all of my predictions there and all of my full slate there earlier than I posted anywhere else on my social media platforms. So make sure to join the family, come into the Discord. Link is going to be in the links in my description. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe and like for more content like this.